Kim yaptım şimdi?
Ha.
Huzur.
Yo, bilmeden. Ha.
Uçurdum.
Ha, good. Rahmat. Okay. So hello everyone. So we're excited to introduce our winners today. So this was the first contest that we held recently. And it's my honor to present our winners. So the first prize winner is Gulnaz Godarova. So, and the second is Shakhrukh Nurmetov, right? Am I right? Yes,
Right.
great. Thank you guys for taking time to answer the questions and for participating in this quiz. And yeah, so how was it, Gulnaz? Could you please tell us where do you work and where are you from? Yeah.
Nice to meet you again. I'm from Karakalpakstan, Tahyatash district, and I've joined the channel recently, and I liked it. And once I heard about the quiz, and I didn't expect that I will win. I'm a secondary school teacher at school, and I've been working for about 12 years.
Wow, great. You teach in secondary school? Which grades do you teach?
Yes. I have mixed grades. I teach both primary grade pupils and senior upper grades.
Oh, great. So yeah, so you're an experienced teacher, right? You've been teaching for 12 years, right? Great. So what about you, Shakhrukh? Yeah.
Hello everyone. My name is Shakhrukh. I'm Shakhrukh Nurmetov. I'm an IELTS instructor. I am self-employed. First of all, I want to thank all the organization, Mentor Hub, for organizing this event, this content, for giving the opportunity to us to win. To be honest, I was very late. I didn't think that I would win because I didn't participate in any of the 5 webinars. I had to watch them on the YouTube channel of Mental Hub, and again, thank you.
Yeah, great, thank you. So you told me that you just started teaching, right? So it's been only 1 year, right?
Right.
Yes, and your diploma is not in teaching, but you really love teaching, right? So you studied economy.
Yes, I do.
Great, that's a great news, right? So, and I think in Uzbekistan there's so many people like that, right? So their specialization is not in English language teaching, but then they love teaching it, then they do it, and then maybe they can pursue this career further, right? So yeah, that's great news, I think. So we have like Gulnaz disappeared, so probably she has some issues with her internet. I hope she will come back. So whereas like if Gulnaz is kind of more experienced teacher and then you are kind of a novice new teacher, right?
Right.
Great, that's great news. And another kind of contrast, Gulnaz teaches in university public school, whereas you kind of have private classes, right?
Yeah,
private tutoring.
Yes, private tutoring.
Great.
I don't teach at school. I'm self-employed. I don't like teaching pupils. It's not for me. I like teaching English grammar, but in a different way, let's say.
Right. Yeah. It is tough, right? Teaching children, right? Yes, it's not easy, right? Especially working in school. Yeah, I always tell that people who work in schools, they are heroes. For me as well. I cannot teach in school, so it's just you should have a big heart and big patience, right? Huge patience to teach there. Right.
Without it's impossible.
That's right, absolutely right. So you mainly teach kind of with teenagers and young adults, right?
Yes, mainly teenagers, sometimes teachers, I helped them prepare for the CFR tests.
Great. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, great. That's great news. Are you still with us, Shafruk? I
Yes,
cannot
yes,
hear
I'm
you.
here.
Okay,
Yeah,
good,
yeah, yeah.
good.
Okay.
Let me try to find. Okay, so Brunei is saying she's joining us. Okay, so far, have you participated in other webinars? Have you been watching other
Yes,
webinars?
yes. I've been watching webinars in this channel. For instance, I watched webinar about Coursera. Coursera.
Okay, yeah, Coursera.
Yeah, yes, Coursera. Sorry.
Great.
I am very interested in this TESOL certificate in this course. I want to take that, and I remember it was 2 or 3 days ago. You was there, and two other women also was
Great.
there.
Yes, great. How do you find them? Do you find them useful for your
Yes,
teaching?
yes, I do. Yes, I do. Actually, I find majority of your webinars videos very useful. First, I think it was a year ago when I found out about the whole your organization, or what should I call it? Mental health.
It's you can call it project, right?
Oh yes, yes. It was 1 year ago. I found out about the mental health on the Facebook page. Behzat Merakhmedov was giving a webinar or participating. I don't quite remember, but he was involved. He was involved.
Yeah.
There was a quiz, if I'm not mistaken.
Interview with him.
Interview.
Right.
Interview.
Yes.
Interview.
Yeah, that's mental health. Yeah, it's kind of one of the project of this. Yeah, ELT, English language teachers from Uzbekistan Facebook group. Yeah, that you are absolutely right. We started that group last year, and it's been almost 1.5 years, and now we have over 5,000 members there, uniting specialists like of English there. Yes, and Exot was one of our guests. We used to have, like, every week we used to feature one of our teachers, and they could interview him or her. Yeah, that's great
I
news.
think
Yeah.
after interview, Behzat was about to give books for the people who gives them the most difficult questions about IELTS, about teaching. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Did you win that book?
No, I couldn't.
Okay, but you were lucky this time, right?
Yes.
Yes, great. Yes, so we used to do that
And
too.
I know that. Oh, sorry. And I know that Behzat is also not, and he didn't study in the English language, or he didn't study English language. He was in the economics as well. He studied economics, and he also loves teaching IELTS English. Hello? I can't hear you.
Yes, that you're absolutely right. Yes, I think Behzat's kind of the primary education is not in a language teaching. Yes, but then he chose to do that, right? Yes, and there are many I think teachers like that nowadays in Uzbekistan who graduate from any university, right? That might be Westminster University or any other universities, right? And then they kind of choose to teach English, right? Yeah,
Right.
I think that's great news. Yeah. Okay. So let's go through the quiz questions and see if we can, so that I hope that it will be useful for other people who participated in the quiz, or just people to revise what we've discussed during those webinars.
Okay. Let's go.
Yeah. The first one was the webinar, the talk by Les Kirkham about like mistakes I used to make, right?
Yes, I remember.
Mhm.
It was if he said that if you go to the teaching associations, first you get new friends. Second,
Right.
second, it will be there will be a lot of information for you, and there
Mhm.
will be a lot of you can take in. And the last one, if I'm not mistaken, it was about mental statement, mental states of people. If you go there, you become mentally more powerful. I
Right.
don't quite
Yeah.
remember what he said.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, he says like because you have to take care about yourself, like not only professionally but personally as well,
you're
right?
right.
So like yeah, it's good like when you kind of make friends and you can relax and you can chit chat with your colleagues, right? Yeah, therefore
Right,
teacher
right.
associations are great kind
Share
of platform.
ideas. Yeah,
Share
right,
ideas, right? Great. So therefore it's a great platform, right? And
right,
we're
right.
doing this through Mentor Hub and this Facebook group as well, right? We're kind of
Right.
having the
Type of association.
online platform, right? Yes.
Right, right. Yeah.
For networking, for making friends and
Right.
chatting. Okay, great. So the second one, what was the answer?
Uh, I believe it was grammar.
Uh-huh, yes, it
Yes,
was.
he said that in the beginning of his teaching, he mainly focused on the grammar. He wanted to teach grammar. He thought that grammar is the main objective of learning the language.
Yes.
But he's recommending us, new teachers or other people, to be
Mhm.
not to focus too much on the grammar, because uh, as we know, only grammar can't decide how much people or how much students know the language, and only grammar, we can't just use the language in fully just with grammar.
Yeah, that's right. What about you? Do you think you made that mistake too or not? So how much grammar do you teach?
um, it's like 50 to 50. Half of
Okay.
my students are preparing for the university admission, so I have to teach only grammar to them. But the rest who have already got the who already knows the grammar, they come for IELTS. And to be honest, I don't like teaching grammar. It dull. It sucks. Uh,
I think yeah, grammar is it's a matter of love or hate. Some people
yeah.
love it and some people hate it. I think yeah.
Yes. Teaching is boring grammar, but IELTS,
Okay. hmm
CFR,
You
it
like
is a
it
different
more.
story.
So you
Right.
like more like skills, right? Teaching
Right.
skills like writing,
I like teaching
speaking,
speaking or writing.
writing.
Right. Mm,
Okay, but of course this is fundamental. I mean language
yeah,
area,
yeah.
right? But yeah, but
Without grammar, it's impossible. Yeah.
that's right, right? But
Mm,
what he's saying here, they shouldn't be too much focus, right? So
right,
that
right.
shouldn't be the focus. Great. Um, so yeah, what about he mentioned what is a waste of
Uh,
time in teaching?
Again, I agree with this person. It's lesson plan. Whenever I teach, I can't prepare the lesson plan. In the beginning of my classes last year, when I didn't begin the classes, I came to the class and I was like, without anybody in the class, I was preparing. I made this 2 hour class without anyone. I was just preparing myself, but it was like one or two times and it didn't help. The class didn't go to the way I expected. It was different. There were different insights. I couldn't fully control the class, you know?
Yes, yes,
I,
yeah.
I believe it was a lesson plan, and I think I agree with him.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Right. So yeah, as you're saying, like then you start teaching your lesson plan, not the people, right? Not the
Right,
kind of
yes,
students, right? So you
yes,
just think, okay, I have to cover that because I planned that, right? But you
right,
know, sometimes it's best like to go with the flow, right? To
right,
go
right.
with the students, right? Yeah.
He also mentioned about some administrators, or I don't
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, school directors who
Mhm.
always ask for plans, who always check it. Um,
Mhm.
he said that when he was head of somewhere, I don't quite remember. He didn't ask his teacher, the teachers who work there, for their lesson plans, because um, he is more concerned about productivity of the lessons, about
Right.
yes, what they get from the lessons instead of how lesson goes.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yes, instead of that, he was suggesting that it would be kind of, he was sharing from his experience, that he uses kind of reflection, like retrospective lesson plans. He was like, after the lesson, he would write a
Yes, yes,
plan,
yes, I
right?
remember.
After the
Right.
lesson, like he would write what he did, what went well, right? What didn't go well, for example,
Right,
right?
right.
So yeah, things like that, right? Yeah, that's interesting point. And if you heard, like recently, they in schools, the Ministry of Public Education in Uzbekistan, so that they said that now teachers are not required to write lesson plans anymore. I
Yes, yes.
think that is kind of
Yeah, it's it's beneficial for teachers because they can save their time and they can work more on themselves. They can work more on learning. They can learn something new and they can teach it in the classes instead of wasting time. You know, writing down
yes,
everything, every
correct.
single word. Mm.
Right, right. Yeah. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't prepare, right, for it. So you have to prepare for the
Yes, yes,
lesson,
you should
right?
prepare,
So
but
you should, but it doesn't mean you have to write everything, as you said, right?
yes,
So
yes,
just write a
right.
detailed lesson plan, right? So you can write an outline for yourself, right? So yeah, but it doesn't necessarily should be the detailed one, right? So as sometimes they ask, right? There's some administration asks.
Yes, yes,
Okay, so next point he talked was about classroom observations,
yes. I
right?
remember.
So what are the advantages of classroom observations?
Okay, I clearly remember three answers.
Yeah.
First one is trust observer. Second
Mm-hmm.
one, ask an observer to be specific.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. Sorry, sorry. Try to get general
Mm-hmm.
feedback. One of
Okay.
them. Okay. The
Okay.
last one is to be open to observation.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He focused on choosing the person that
Mm-hmm.
you trust. It mustn't
Mm-hmm.
be someone who come from different place and who doesn't know you.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Why do you think it's important?
I think students usually don't tell you the feedback. I don't know, but usually in my case, it is right. They don't tell feedback, even if when I prepare a different class. When I make class and I ask them what was wrong, what should I change, they don't say anything. They just say it
Mm-hmm.
was fine. But a different
Mm-hmm.
person, different teacher who has this experience, who have seen many teachers, many classes,
Mm-hmm.
they can tell you how to be more useful, not useful, how to be more productive, or what to change, what was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They can tell
Yeah.
your mistakes.
Right. Give more constructive feedback, right? So
Right,
yeah.
right, right.
So therefore, yeah, it be specific, right? So they are kind of you can focus on kind of one thing, right? For example,
Right.
at a time. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's great news. So have you ever had a peer observation? Have you ever asked anyone to observe your classes?
No,
Not
but
yet.
after watching, not yet.
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh.
after watching the webinar, I'm going to. I'm gonna.
Right. Yeah, I think that's really useful, right? So therefore, he's saying be open to observations means like don't be afraid of it, right?
Yeah,
So
yes.
kind of it's because in Uzbekistan mainly observations are made for assessment, right? So the
Yes.
head of the department comes, or the what do we say, commission, right? The inspectors come, right, to see, right?
Yes.
But it's not about that, right? So
Right.
observation should be for professional development, right? For
Yes.
you
Yes.
to
Yes.
develop as a teacher, so that it's yeah. Sometimes some things you don't notice, right? But somebody else comes and then they may notice, oh, you're doing like this, right? So
Yes.
yeah. But yeah, as you said, so as Les said, so it should be someone you trust, right? So it's someone
Yes.
your friend,
Because
right?
and in our country, it's this head of this department comes only because they must
Right.
conduct these
Right.
observations. They don't come
Right.
to help you in your professional development.
Right. Yeah, I hope if there are heads of departments, they will also hear that, right? So
Yes.
they have to understand that it's not only for assessment, right? It is, of course, yes, it is done for that too, but the main focus should be how to help this teacher to develop further, right?
Yes.
And in that sense, the classes shouldn't be like the rehearsed one, right? So usually when they say, oh, the inspectors will come, and then they rehearse the same lesson, right? And like everyone answers the memorized answer, right? So it shouldn't be like that, right? It should be kind of normal class, not prepared in advance. Great. And one more thing that he mentioned was about reflecting on teaching, right? What are the ways? What he did?
He used to keep a diary.
Right. Yes, he kept a diary. That's right. And where he would write. What did he write? Do you remember? What does he write there?
No, I don't quite remember.
Okay.
But
probably like what went well, right, or what didn't work, right? Or some comments about the learners.
Yes.
And there was a question about recording the lessons, right? So he commented on that. Do you remember what he said, and do you agree?
Yes, he gave advantages and disadvantages. I do remember advantage. It was because they record everything. They can always come back and rewatch it. I mean, watch it and find these tiny details.
Right.
And disadvantage was, what was the disadvantage?
He was talking.
Can you give me a clue?
It was about that it cannot capture, the cameras cannot capture everything in the classroom.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
For example, students' reactions, right? Or students' kind of comments, right? So it cannot capture everything what is happening in the classroom, right? So there might be something that it will miss. So therefore that there are some drawbacks of recordings, right?
Yes. And he said that he usually doesn't recommend recording the classes. If I'm not
because
mistaken.
because it doesn't capture everything, right?
Yes.
Okay, so and the last question related to that webinar was about English grammar. Which tense he mentioned that is missing?
Future tense. And I was very interested about this. How to say about his words? Because when we learned English, we thought that all the tenses were in there, right? Present, past, future. But he said that he said that future tense is missing in the English language, and will is a modal verb.
That's right. Yes, that's
Yes.
right. That's right. That's absolutely right. Yes.
Yes.
And many grammarians or like many linguists agree with him, saying that probably there is no future tense actually. Yeah, it's mainly modals, right? It
I
depends
think it
because
was. Sorry. Please continue.
Because when we say, like, you can say I will go shopping tomorrow, right? Or like oh no, let's say like, yeah, it will rain tomorrow, or it is going to rain tomorrow, right? It's gonna rain tomorrow, for example.
Yes.
Right? There are different ways we can express future, right?
Yes.
But they show our attitude, how sure we are. Therefore,
Yes.
it's modal, right? If we say will, so they're probably the probability is lower, right, than we say is going to, right, which is kind of more planned, right? So the probability is higher, probably. Yeah, we show our attitude. Therefore, it's modal.
I think it was the most shocking and intriguing information that I got from this webinars.
Great.
It was very different for me. I don't know. It was something new.
Great. That's great news. I'm happy that you found something new, right? So this
yes,
you discovered something. Okay, great. So next webinar was Saodat Tajibayeva's, right, about motivating students.
Types of motivation. Yeah. Okay. When I'm motivated to perform an activity to earn a reward or avoid punishment, I have extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation. She said. Because the motivation comes from external sources. It's not something she or he has about the person who has the motivation. And when this motivation comes for his or her own sake, without external push or without external let's say push, it's called intrinsic motivation.
Great. So this is the next one, right? Yes. Great.
Yes.
When you're intrinsically motivated. Okay. So we can how you can use this in your classroom?
Well, I don't know. How can I use it? Any suggestions?
Yes. Right. So for example, to motivate our students, we kind of we as teachers can use extrinsic kind of motivation tools, right? It says rewards, right, or punishment. So that means like just put fail, for example, right, to punish them, right? I was saying like you have to, like, if you don't do homework, then I don't know, you will have to stand the whole class. I don't know. I know some teachers do that, or like if you don't write like one essay, then next time you'll have to write 2, for example, right? So giving some punishment or rewards, right? So giving excellent marks, giving, I don't know, stars, in can be different ways, right, of the rewards that you may use.
Can I give some examples about my teaching IELTS?
Yes.
One extrinsic motivation can be when we teach IELTS, we usually give punishments for misspelling or mispronouncing words. Right. For instance, or in listening, if they mispronounce even a letter, it's not counted as correct, and we have to give punishment. It can be one type, and another
so
can be
you lower the grade, right? You lower the score, right?
Yes. I lower the grade, and in intrinsic motivation can be when, for instance, I have a wall at my office where it's called Wall of Fame. Wall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yes, Wall of Fame, and there are people's certificates there, IELTS certificates, and when people see this wall, they get motivated, and
Right.
I think it can be the second one.
Right. No, that's great one, right? So yeah, so this kind of making this so you put the pictures of the best students, or what do you do?
Yes, best ones, and the ones it's like the students who got 6, 7, 7.5. I don't
Yeah.
have yet students with 8,
Yes.
but
Great.
fortunately in the future I will hang
Yeah.
their certificates as well.
Okay, yeah. So to motivate them, right?
Yes,
But
yes.
but that's also kind of to motivate them, both intrinsically and extrinsically, right? So kind of they develop themselves, right? Oh, I also want to be like them, right? So they develop their intrinsic motivation, right? Yeah. Okay, great. So another thing she mentions about mindset, right?
Yes,
When learners believe that their most basic abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work, they have
they
what?
have
Mhm.
growth mindset.
Right. And what does it mean, growth mindset?
um, I don't have the best memory, to be honest,
Yes. Yeah,
and
no problem.
can,
Yeah.
can you help me here? I don't remember how she explained it.
Yes. Growth mindset saying like if somebody cannot do something, but they say, I cannot do it yet, but I will try. I will keep trying, right? I can learn, right? Because many students say, oh, okay, I don't know, I cannot do it, right? And they just give up, right?
Yes.
So that means they are not having growth mindset, right? So they should have, okay, I cannot do it now. I cannot do it yet, right? So this is really important particle saying yet. I cannot do it yet, but I will be able to do it, right, in the future.
Yes.
Focusing on the positive, right? Yes. Do
Yes.
you focus? Do you notice this with your students? So do they kind of like want to give up at some points? Oh, okay, it's not for me,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So like, yeah.
I think the best example for this can be quarantine, this COVID-19.
Yeah, right.
When it started, when the lockdown was implemented by the government, many
Right.
students started thinking about other possibilities, like not entering the university, or just giving up all the hard work they've been doing from September. It's
Yeah.
like they become demotivated spontaneously, like instantly.
Yes, yes, that's right. So saying that online education is not for me, right? It's too
Yes,
hard.
yes.
The same with teachers, right? Though, like many teachers, they'll say, "Oh no, online education it doesn't work, right? It's too hard. I cannot do it, right?" But nowadays we see like most learners and teachers find it quite
Yes, we
useful,
got
right?
used to it.
Right. Great. So yeah, that is really important to develop our students' growth mindset, right? By encouraging them and teaching them that everything is possible as long as they keep trying, right?
Yes, and it can be useful in not only in education but in their personal life when they finish this education. When they have other problems, if they give up easily, it will be difficult.
Absolutely, absolutely agree on that. Yes, it's so important skill in life, right? So
Yes,
we teach this from childhood, right? So we have to
yes,
teach children as well, right? So that they have this mindset that they can grow, right? And that they
yes,
should have this grit and perseverance, right? To
yes.
keep doing something. Yeah. Okay, another thing that you mentioned was about hamburger method. Do you remember what was it about?
Yes, when I provide feedback.
Yes,
Yes,
right.
when I provide, I I don't remember, but can I guess?
Yes.
I think it was about giving. It's not about telling the person that he was wrong. He shouldn't have
Right.
prepared that way. He was completely wrong. But it was about. It was okay, but next time you can make it not more better. You can make it better. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can change this, you can change that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Am I correct?
Yeah, it was kind of usually, the hamburgers, we say something positive. So something that the student did well, something that, what they can do to improve, right? And then again, finishing with something that what they did well, right?
Yes.
So that um, students feel good about themselves, right? So because as like we as teachers, we're usually in a hurry, and usually we say we just give them the mistakes, right? We're like mistake
Yes.
hunters, right? We love finding the mistakes and telling them, right? But
Yes.
it's really important to say positive things, right? What they
Yes.
what they could do good, right? So that's really important for their self-confidence, right? To
Yes.
improve, to increase their motivation to go on, right?
If we mainly tell them about their mistakes, about their problems, it can also demotivate them. Like they can
Exactly.
think that I can't do it. I just need to give up and go to work.
Right.
I don't
Absolutely.
need to study.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
In to some level, and to some level we can be responsible for that. We must be responsible, because
Mm-hmm.
it also depends on us. If we can motivate them correctly, they can do, they can study, they can learn what they want.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely right. And do you try to use this method?
No.
No, you mainly focus on negative.
No, of course, I tell about positive things, but it's like, I don't know. I have this attitude. There are two types of students: the students who work hard, who prepare, who wanna enter the university, who wants to become a student, and there are the ones who kind of reluctant.
Uh-huh.
And I usually tell negative things to the students who don't work hard, and positive things to the students who are good at it. But I think I will change it too after this
Yeah,
webinar.
yes, I think, yeah. It is one of the ways of giving the feedback. And so that also mentioned in the webinar that there are some criticism of this way as well.
Yes.
Because, people like, when you give positive, people like wait for the negative, like saying, because usually, they're saying like, oh yeah, you did well, but, right? So like people wait like, now there will be anyway, but, right? So they still wait for
Yes.
that but, right? So
Yeah. Anything, nothing is perfect. There
right,
always is.
exactly.
Yes.
Right, pros
Something.
and cons, right? Yes, that's
Yes.
right. There are other ways, like we say, like indirect feedback. That's also one of the ways. Okay.
Yeah.
So this one, which grammar rule, was covered in the micro teaching video
Yes,
presented.
yes. I clearly remember it. It was about countable and uncountable nouns.
Right. Did you like the video?
Yes, yes, I did. She showed some cereals, sugar. I don't remember. Grocery products. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Great. Um, so next one was about how you can tackle kind of more serious, kind of more difficult
Yes.
topics, right? So
Yes.
what was?
I know the answer, but I can't explain it. It was using posters.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Can you help me out here?
Really, I don't remember it too. Yeah, you see, I don't remember it much. Gulnaz, are you here?
I
Can you
don't think
hear
so.
us?
No, no.
Oh, you she again left. So some technical issues, I guess. I'm not sure, but I think we'll come back to that and we'll ask Saudat to explain that as well. So, or we have to rewatch the webinar again, right? So yeah, I think we have to fill in that gap. Okay. So next was Dr. Ulugh-Bek Nur Mohammedov's talk about how to publish research articles, right?
Yes.
So what he says, is it true or false, this statement that secondary teachers, school teachers in the USA must publish articles in academic journals?
It is false.
It's false,
incorrect,
right?
because they don't have to, but they can. Their main responsibility and their main task is teaching. They must mainly focus on teaching. But if they wanna publish articles, write papers, they can do it. But it's not a must. It's not required.
Great. Okay, so he says it takes 4 to 6 months to publish a research article in the US-based academic journals.
Again, incorrect. Again, false. He harshly criticized Uzbek system on this one. He said that in 2-year master's degree course, our students have to publish at least 2 or 3 articles, and he says that it is simply impossible. Because if you want to publish something, you have to make a research. You have to spend time. You have to learn something. You have to dive into something, and then you can fully show it to the other people in the paper.
Right.
And in Uzbekistan, it's not in Uzbekistan. It's simply no way people can do it in 4 or 6 months. It was his words.
That's absolutely right. And he said it may take years, right, to publish one article, right? So therefore, in Uzbekistan, authorities should not also push people publish, every month or like every 2 months, right? So because quality papers, good quality articles, they require time, right?
Yes, not quantity, but quality.
Exactly, absolutely, right. And also the same with PhD students, right? So they shouldn't, in the US, they are not required. If they want, yes, they can publish, right? But it's not a requirement, right?
Yes.
And he also mentioned it about the work with the mentors or co-authors or not. What do you think?
He mentioned and he recommended to work with
co-authors, right? So mentors.
Mentors and co-authors. He recommended because they have a lot of experience. They can work students with their research, and he said that it is an honor to work with them on the article or a paper.
Great. Yes. Great. Another webinar was by Erkin Mohammedov on assessing grammar. Yes.
I think you have missed a couple of questions.
No. We already mentioned that. So I asked this one first and then that one. Yeah, we covered that.
There was another thing. It was about teaching and research universities.
Yes, right. Yes.
Can you show it? I will.
Yes, here. Yes.
Explain it. Yes. They usually have 2 types of universities, as I understood it: teaching and research universities. Research universities are mainly about making research, conducting researches, and publishing it. And teachers in teaching universities have to teach. Main task of theirs is to teach. And for research university teachers, it is a must to publish a few articles in a year. And research university teachers and teaching university teachers don't have to. They can, but they don't have to. And
Right.
it is true that research university teachers usually publish more papers.
Right. Absolutely. Right. So that we just discussed that, right? Okay. So next one, moving on to Erkin Muhammedov's talk, webinar about assessing grammar.
Yes, it was a brief webinar.
Yes. So it is
wasn't long.
appropriate in some cases to give options in multiple choice, not real
No,
words.
it is inappropriate, and I have seen it in my own experience, personal experience. It's simply, it's this way simply gives away the correct answer.
That's right.
To the student, because if student sees goodness, I don't know, non-existing words in English, he usually immediately recognizes the correct one.
Exactly.
Not the better.
Yeah. So then that means it's not assessing grammar, right?
Yes, it's not assessing grammar. It's
Right.
about assessing, I don't know, recognizing words.
Right, exactly. Direct method focuses on grammar teaching and translating. Is this true or false?
1 second. Direct method focus on grammar. I think I don't remember. It was true?
No, it was false.
Yes, I don't remember it.
Okay, you can rewatch it and refresh
Yes.
your.
Yes.
Okay, refresh your memory. Okay, so and next one is according to Nail and Swaney, components of communicative competence are grammatical, sociolinguistic, discourse, and strategic competence.
Yes, it is true because it was given in the presentation, and on top of that, he also mentioned it. There were all four components. Yes, 4 components.
Yes, that's right. Okay, next one, limited production can be assessed by gap filling and multiple choices.
It is false because it can't be assessed by multiple choice. It can be assessed by gap filling, but it can't be assessed by multiple choice.
Exactly, right? So limited production means that students have to produce something, right? It shouldn't be passive skill, it should be active, right?
Yes.
Okay, dichotomous scoring refers to marking is it correct or wrong and giving exact point or 0.
1 second, please. It was correct. I can see the yes. I'm seeing the screen. It was correct.
It is correct. Yeah, because dichotomous means like 2, right? You have 2 categories, right? So even the prefix tells you D, right? So it means like either or. The word like dialogue, right, means 2 interaction between 2 people. The same dichotomous, right, means 2 kind of categories, right, that you have to choose from. Okay, another thing is, next one is about washback.
Yes, and it is also true. It refers to the influence important tests have on classroom practices affecting teaching and learning. If I understood it correctly, it's about it's like this. When I tell the students something and they somehow memorize it, they don't memorize it, but they have it in their head, and when in the test they see the question or word, they have this moments. They remember the moments, if I'm not mistaken. Am I correct?
Almost, yeah. Gulnaz again. So I just wanted to give the floor to Gulnaz. Yes, sometimes, that's right. If the test, for example, the university test, for example, right, entrance test, they are mainly on grammar, right?
Yes.
some on reading, but mainly on grammar. So then, but then in the classroom, if you do reading, writing, speaking, right, students might say, oh, I don't need it, right? I need grammar, right?
Yes.
Because I have to take that test, right? So that has the
Yes.
effect on the classroom, right?
Yes.
So then it should be,
I couldn't remember it.
it should be the
I
same,
also
right?
yes.
Mhm. So if you want to have communicative classes, so the exams also should be communicative, right? So therefore the effect of IELTS, right? In Uzbekistan, so many people started, preparing for IELTS. So therefore the classes became more communicative, right? Because they have to develop all 4 skills, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay, what about how to assess grammar indirectly?
Yes, I do remember this question, because not partly, it's related to IELTS. We can indirectly assess grammar, and sometimes I do by or through speaking and writing. For instance, I ask questions. And depending on their answer, I can find about their grammar level, and what kind of grammar they use, and it can be in writing as well, because
Right.
yeah, if students don't know grammar rules, they can't write correctly.
Right. So they give them the task like essay, right, or letter writing, or describing, the report writing, right? Yes. And then within that, you just see how well they know the grammar, right? It's not just saying like use present perfect and write 10 sentences, right? It's not like that, right? So it's indirectly, right? Or like speaking, as you were saying, just having a speaking interaction, having a dialogue, right? Or group discussions, can be role plays, debates, right? Through them you can. Great. So discrimination items.
Yes, discrimination items are used to measure difference of similar words in different positions. For instance, we can use pronouns in object position or subject position and find the difference, measure the difference.
Yes. Okay. And the last webinar was by the British Council experts. So they were mainly talking about Stay Home with British Council website, right? So in which languages it's available?
In all 3, in English, in Uzbek, and Russian.
Great. Yes. And
I have checked it.
Yes, great. Which resources you found useful for your learning and teaching English?
I think I have fun with kids because I have 2 nieces. I work. I try to teach them. Then there was. I don't remember the name, but there were other 2. But seriously, I don't remember the name of the program. But the working with kids was the best one, I think, in my opinion.
Okay, so you liked it most. Are you using it?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Yeah, that's a great tool. There are lots of tools that they show. There were lots of lesson plans, activities for teaching different age groups, teenagers and adults, right? Also,
and besides, they are conducting free webinars for students. Apart from that.
Yes, that's right. There are webinars as well. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Another thing, she also used they showed the music, right? Even teaching like with arts, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think that's it from now from us. So I think Gulnaz couldn't join us for technical
No.
reasons.
No,
Yeah, so thank you so much. Yes, do you have anything final notes? Anything final? Thank you so much for your dedication. Yes, I'm really glad that we have such young teachers who are motivated to learn and to experiment. Yeah, stay with us.
I will definitely. And again, I want to thank the Mentor Hub project for organizing not only for this competition, but
Right.
for everything, for this webinars, for teaching this teachers, for helping us to develop further, as you said.
Great.
It was yes, it was an opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah,
So,
great. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Bye. Have a
bye.
good luck. Yeah, you will get your reward. Yes, bye.
Thank you.